XRP is about to hit all-time highs, and there's a reason why it's doing so. Here's David Schwartz, one of the co-founders of Ripple, explaining why.
97% of institutional investors believe that tokenization is going to significantly affect asset management. These are people who they're not Bitcoin people, they're not crypto people, they're not blockchain people, they're not DeFi people, they're institutional investors. These are some of the most conservative people in the world, right? And they think that the technologies that we're building are going to revolutionize their industry. That is that bleed over into popular culture. The market value of tokenized US securities alone is 1.5 billion. This is a new space. So that is gonna, that number is probably different by the time I get off this stage. And of course, the growth of tokenized assets, $16 trillion forecast by 2030. I think that's probably gonna be conservative. It just makes sense to get into these spaces. If DeFi spaces and tokenized spaces are where the investors are going to be or where the money is going to be, that's got to be where the assets.
So again, let's break this down. A $160 billion stablecoin market, and they expect it to hit 2.8 trillion by 2028. 97% of institutional investors believe everything is going to be tokenized. The US Treasuries market is already $1.5 billion. And at the time of this video, it's actually roughly $3 billion. We predicted this would happen when it was at $10 million on this channel. And most people are forecasting a $16 trillion tokenized treasury or market by 2030, which David Schwartz himself just said is incredibly low estimate. I'm expecting this to be around 50 trillion. Now, many of you are familiar with the global markets of these tokens, but in this video, we're going to be breaking down the underrated crypto projects that you need to be paying attention to in terms of the tokenization world. This is going to include things like Plume Network, a new one that we're watching, ZK Sync, which just announced the biggest tokenized alternative asset announcement we have seen in this market so far. Of course, you guys are already aware of Ondo Finance, but a hidden gem here, guys, one of our partners of the channel, PinLink. We're going to be breaking down all of these projects in today's video. Now, something happened today that is more bullish than I think anything I have ever seen for the tokenization and crypto market. And that's going to be that Donald Trump's pick for Treasury Secretary, Scott Bessent, said this today in a hearing.
On CBDCs, I see no reason for the U.S. to have a central bank digital currency.
That statement right there is going to send RWA skyrocketing. And is in fact why this is just up and to the right. Look at the spike today alone. We're now a $16 billion market for the global market outlook on RWAs. Tokenizing real-world assets is the future of these markets. And coming directly from the Treasury report themselves, where Scott Bessent will be in charge of, the U.S. Treasury's report says tokenization has the potential to unlock the benefits of programmable, interoperable ledgers to a wider array of legacy financial assets. This is why projects like Hedera, XRP, with, of course, Ripple launching their RLUSD, Chainlink with their CCIP services, are all focusing on the future of tokenization. Plume Network's a project that doesn't even have a token yet, but is working with billion-dollar asset management companies like Galaxy Digital, that you guys might be aware of, releasing clips like this.
Let's talk a little bit RWAs.
We believe the next step going forward will be the tokenization of financial assets.
Crypto is the future.
Coin on a tear, as you know, recently.
A big drop both to retail and...
Every company that is an RWA play is getting ready for the future of these markets. Trillions of dollars is going to pour into the tokenization markets. And all of the projects that have that first mover's advantage, which in my opinion are the Ondos, the XRPs, the Cardanos, PinLink here, which we're going to just talk about in a moment. The ones that are the first ones able to access this market are the ones that are going to be able to tap into the trillions of dollars flowing into it. I mean, ZK announced a $1.7 billion tokenized asset partnership with a private equity company in one day. Yesterday, 9.6 billion. Today, 11.5 billion because of one partnership. And man, oh man, we are just days away from the Ondo Summit, which is going to be bringing all of these Wall Street companies together. BlackRock, DTCC, Goldman Sachs, BNY Mellon, Fidelity, you name it. David Schwartz from Ripple will be speaking here, and more announcements very soon. But even another company that I'm working with, I hope they actually get to attend this summit. I know I'll be hosting a Twitter space or a YouTube live stream of this segment. So make sure you guys hit that like button and subscribe to this channel. We'll be watching BlackRock and all these institutionals talk about their favorite upcoming projects. But PinLink here is doing something none of these real world assets are doing at all. And that is because they are becoming the first ever RWA tokenized DePin marketplace. So as all of these companies pour into all of these RWA plays, whether it's Figurable, Tradable, Maple, I'm on the private equity market, you go to stablecoins, you have Tether, you have USDC, you have RLUSD with Ripple, you have your US Treasuries with Ondo, Securitized, Chainlink. You get the point.
If you're using cold storage, don't use the bootleg products out there. Stick with the best so your portfolio is also going to be the best and the most secure out there. And we're talking about Arculus Cold Storage with their new sleek premium metal cards. They have all different types and styles, embedded, metal veneer, metal hybrid. Imagine the looks around the table when you slam down your 21-gram full metal cold storage card. Everyone's going to be in shock. Everyone's going to be in awe. And it's not just your portfolio bags, it's how you're securing it with the Arculus Cold Storage. Make sure you use code DC20 to save you 20%.
PinLink has developed a platform that drives down costs for AI developers and allows you to connect new utilities to your real-world assets. Now, this project is brand new and has done insanely well. They're partnering with some of the biggest projects out there like Aether, Plume Network, a multi-billion-dollar RWA play already, and I'm sure are in the talks with projects like Ondo or Sui or Solana and other major networks. Now, they're doing hundreds of thousands of dollars in monthly revenue. You may have seen me in Abu Dhabi earlier this year where I actually got to go meet them and go see their Bitcoin mining facility. But right now, with the hundreds of thousands of dollars that are coming in, bringing more buying pressure and utility to their token as well, they have purchased many different Bitcoin miners and are launching their Pinnacle launch, which is going to be an alpha testnet version, which is bringing RWA DePin tokenization to AI agents. They have accrued now over 50 million in TVL, which means over 25% of their supply is locked up. And the RWA tokenization market is to reach a multi-trillion-dollar potential, according to not only PinLink, but Plume Network and all of these other financial giants. By integrating PinLink's DePin infrastructure, this is what a billion-dollar company has said, into our ecosystem, we're giving Plume users access to an entirely new category of tokenized real-world assets. This partnership advances our mission to build the most comprehensive RWA platform while delivering innovative yield opportunities to our community. So let me break this down. Plume Network is using PinLink to, of course, bring more utility to their partners over at BlackRock, Securitized, Nest, Hamilton Lane, and Elixir. PinLink is going to be what is driving and unlocking all of this yield for these massive trillion-dollar corporations. Now, we've been talking about this since it was $1.60 on the channel, but I believe after it ran up to $4, it has now came down to a perfect accumulation range and is getting ready for that next big move. Now, full disclosure, guys, I am working with a lot of RWA plays right now and actually getting involved with a lot more marketing. With PinLink specifically, I'm hopefully going to be going to El Salvador with them very, very soon. I can't explain why, but if you guys are following us and into Telegram groups, I'll be sharing you guys all the behind the scenes footage. No matter what, we will be at Token 2049 in Dubai this year. So if you guys want to come see us, come meet with us, just like we got to meet Eric Trump and everybody in Abu Dhabi at Bitcoin Mina, we'll be going all back out there, Dubai specifically, for Token 2049. Hopefully it doesn't rain like it did last year. I unfortunately was there when the Dubai floods took place, and we're literally rolling up our sleeves and everything. I was watching like Mercedes-Benz float down the rivers of these channels. It was surreal. RWAs are the biggest trend for 2025. And if you're not prepared with your Trump pump portfolio, guys, I went ahead and made a Trump pump portfolio that is in the Telegram. So if you want to access this, come join our free group for you guys. So that way you guys can get a watch list that monitors all of the cryptos closely associated to the Trump administration and the future of tokenization.